First up, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has once again chosen foreign soil to criticize the Modi government. Speaking in Colombia, he raised concerns over what he called risks to India's democracy. He claimed that there are fault lines within the country's structure that need urgent attention. Rahul Gandhi further alleged that the biggest risk facing India today is what he's called an attack on democracy. Listen in to what the leader of opposition had to say.
The single biggest risk is the attack on democracy that is taking place in India. Because India has multiple religions, multiple traditions, multiple languages, and India actually is a conversation between all its people. And different traditions, different religions, different ideas require space. And that the best method for creating that space is the democratic system. And currently there is a wholesale attack on the democratic system in India. So that's a risk. This other big risk is risk between different conceptions, different parts of the country, right? Some 16, 17 different languages, different religions. So allowing these different traditions to thrive, giving them space to express themselves is very important for a country like India. We can't do what China does, which is suppress people and run an authoritarian system. Our design just will not accept that.
Well, now, this is not the first time Rahul Gandhi has used an international platform to target the government or back at home, something that has repeatedly drawn sharp reactions, especially from the BJP. Now, BJP Member of Parliament Kangana Ranaut hit back at Rahul Gandhi, calling him a quote-unquote disgrace.
He is a disgrace. ये जानते हैं सब कि वो देश को हर जगह बदनाम करने का, देश की निंदा करने के लिए, देश की आलोचना, मैं ये सरकार की नहीं कह रही, देश की निंदा। अगर वो कह रहे हैं कि लोग यहाँ पे झगड़ालू हैं, लोग यहाँ पे जो हैं वो ईमानदार नहीं हैं, जो भारत के लोग हैं वो उनको पता नहीं है अपने हमारे लिए क्या अच्छा, वो वोट जो देते हैं उनका दिमाग काम नहीं करता, तो इसलिए जो है किसी और को आके यहाँ पे डेमोक्रेसी बचानी चाहिए। ये सब बातों से वो ये दिखाते हैं कि भारत के लोग जो हैं वो बुद्धिहीन है, वो यही कहना चाहते हैं ना। तो खैर दैट्स व्हाई आई कॉल हिम अ डिसग्रेस। ही वो जो है देश को शर्मिंदा करते हैं हमेशा, और देश भी उनसे शर्मिंदा है।
Well, some more BJP reactions coming across. Here's Shahzad Poonawalla, the BJP spokesperson.
Rahul Gandhi does what he does best. He will go abroad and denigrate Indian institutions, constitutional institutions. Anyways, he has said he wants to fight Indian state. Now he goes abroad and says democratic structure is being completely attacked. Who's attacking this? It is the Parivarik structure. The Parivarik structure imposed emergency 50 years ago. The Parivarik structure continues to undermine democratic institutions and also obliterates and attacks our institutions every time they lose an election or a case. When you go abroad and you say that democracy is over, US, UK should intervene, it is an attack on our sovereignty.
All right then, so the BJP training all guns at Rahul Gandhi, speaking in Colombia, hitting out at the Modi government back at home. Yet again, here's the leader of opposition, which what the BJP calls is denigrating the Indian stature on foreign soil. Rahul Gandhi, quote-unquote, maligning India on foreign soil, yet again is what the BJP alleges at this point. Now, leader of opposition using another international platform to, well, hitting out at the authoritarian, quote-unquote, rule back at home. There are fault lines within the Indian structure, says Rahul Gandhi. RP Singh, BJP spokesperson, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for speaking to us at this point in time, Mr. Singh. What do you make of the leader of opposition's statement? The BJP training all guns, saying he's once again denigrated India's robust growth and the stature that India enjoys on the global level. That's again been hit out by the rant given by Rahul Gandhi. This time it's Colombia.
Well, it's not the first time. He did so in London 2018. He did so in Germany in 2022. He did the same in US in June 23. And he did the same thing in UK in March 23. And even late after that, 2024 and now in 25. He doesn't understand this basic thing that domestic issues should be debated in India, not on foreign stages where they can be twisted by anti-India forces. And it has happened earlier also. His statement has been misquoted by the foreign countries.
Rahul Gandhi speaking abroad again Well, we've lost that line with RP Singh. We're going to quickly try and patch that back. We're also going to get some reactions coming across from some Congress leaders as well. All right, we're learning Manikam Tagore, Congress leader, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Tagore. The BJP now training all guns, saying that he's once again denigrated India from foreign soil. What do you make of this and the political fallout that's going to ensue? Mr. Tagore, you're with us?
Yeah, we are with you, people. Hello.
Yes, you're with us. Manikam Tagore, Congress leader, with us on the broadcast. Many thanks for joining us, sir. Sir, Rahul Gandhi, the BJP says, has yet again denigrated Indian from foreign soil.
He has told the truth in the foreign soil. What is the problem in it? Because yes, Mr. Modi, whenever he goes abroad, he has insulted India's 75 years of growth story, India's 75 years of hard work. Modi has insulted 75 years of progress. Mr. Gandhi, when he has gone, he has briefed about what is happening with the institutional attack in India. That is true. Everywhere across the world, now there are governments which are attacking the institutions. And this is a truth which Mr. Gandhi has said in Colombia, and many of the Indians accept this truth because starting from the election commission to many institutions are under attack and they are being compromised, they are losing their credibility, which is going to be very dangerous for our democratic processes. And we are very clear that Mr. Gandhi has told the truth, and now BJP can't have the crocodile's tears and keep on saying that foreign soil, foreign soil, foreign soil. Mr. Modi has insulted, if we go by that yardstick, Mr. Modi from 2014 has broken that record. It may be Seoul, it may be anywhere, London, Washington, New York, many places we can keep on mentioning. It may be Sydney, many places wherever Mr. Modi has traveled, he has spoken about India's politics, India's world issues, India's problems there with the people. What is that? That days are over now. The world is now communicated with with new technologies. Therefore, people knows what is happening in India.
No, those are all relevant points that you're making, Mr. Tagore. I'm just trying to understand, why does the leader of opposition, choose global platforms repeatedly? Because is there a credible argument that's coming from the other side? What's your opinion on that? From Cambridge to Colombia, whenever Rahul Gandhi chooses to speak, of the dispensation, the government here back at home, India's democracy under attack, shouldn't these issues be debated in the parliament back at home? Isn't that a credible argument from how you're looking at things?
Whether it's a good question. But whether, if you remember, in this session, we asked for a debate on the election commission. Whether the government allowed that discussion. I'm asking you, ask the BJP friends on the election commission issue when the vote chori and the SIR issue came. We asked for the discussion to be happen in parliament. Parliament was blocked for 17 days on that one issue, that we want the vote chori issue to be discussed. We want the SIR issue to be discussed. Whether it was allowed, it was not allowed. Parliament has become a rubber stamp here in India. That's the problem for us. They are not allowing us to discuss anything. Amit Shah and Modi wants to destroy the parliamentary structures itself. That is our issue. That only we are again and again saying to you. And the good question you had asked. This question you should ask the BJP. Why they are not allowing the parliament to function? Why they are making parliament just shaka-like institution where we will only clap for their good things.
The idea here, sir, is that, one has to ask this as well, and this is another area that we do need to probe. The leader of opposition risking India's international image for domestic politics. I mean, do you think there's a debate point here? There's a credible argument here? Because doesn't this give India's critics abroad now ammunition to question our democracy? I mean, as an Indian, looking at this neutrally, not a Congress or a BJP perspective, the leader of opposition speaking ill about the democracy back at home, I mean, that's going to irk some of the neutral supporters as well, wouldn't it? I'm just thinking out loud here, sir.
Very important that India's democracy is saved. India's democracy is at attack. Leader of opposition is a 5-term MP, and he has been in parliament for this much years from 2004. And he has seen power, he has been in opposition. He knows that India's political structures are breaking, and particularly RSS and it is capturing the institutions. Modi and Amit Shah are demolishing the institution which was built for years together even by Vajpayee. He was part of that institution building. It's been demolished. And Mr. Modi from 2014 has been speaking about India's inner politics outside the world everywhere. He has been in Seoul, in Sydney, in Washington, everywhere he has gone. He has spoken about internal politics of India. He has blamed Congress, he has blamed Nehru, he has blamed Indira Gandhi, he has blamed all the opposition leaders in outside India. In that time, television, the BJP, what they were saying, internal politics, India's matters, that's all over now. India is a country, Indians live everywhere, and we are a very, very proud nation, and our democracy is under attack, and our democracy is under seized by these people like RSS, who are celebrating 100 years of their foundation today. Therefore, it is very clear that the organization which was formed for spreading hatred, who has been spreading hate for 100 years, nafrat for 100 years, celebrating that nafrat ka bazaar story now. That's the issue now.
Okay.
And Mr. Gandhi is a person who is fighting against that nafrat ka bazaar, and he has walked 4,000 kilometers for that issue only.
All right. Congress Member of Parliament Manikam Tagore speaking to us, saying whatever Rahul Gandhi uttered was in fact the truth. Many thanks for speaking to us here on News9. Rahul Gandhi says India's democracy is under attack from all sides. There's a wholesale attack on India's democracy. Critics arguing that this is dual messaging. Rahul Gandhi speaks of optimism about India's diversity and strengths abroad, but paints a gloom and doom picture about democracy. Why is this dual messaging? That's one thing that the critics state. But Congress Member of Parliament Manikam Tagore saying that he's uttered nothing but the truth. And when you don't give time to the Leader of Opposition to speak in the Parliament, this is why he's resorting to usage of the same international platforms to speak about that. There's nothing wrong with that, is what the Congress party says. But on the other hand, the BJP training all guns on Rahul Gandhi. Now, here's what Rahul Gandhi actually had to say, the Leader of Opposition addressing a gathering in Colombia.
The single biggest risk is the attack on democracy that is taking place in India. Because India has multiple religions, multiple traditions, multiple languages, and India actually is a conversation between all its people. And different traditions, different religions, different ideas require space. And that the best method for creating that space is the democratic system. And currently there is a wholesale attack on the democratic system in India. So that's a risk. This other big risk is risk between different conceptions, different parts of the country, right? Some 16, 17 different languages, different religions. So allowing these different traditions to thrive, giving them space to express themselves is very important for a country like India. We can't do what China does, which is suppress people and run an authoritarian system. Our design just will not accept that.
Well, this story certainly isn't going to die down anytime soon. You can vouch on News9 to bring you all the latest details vis-a-vis all the statements that are now going to come on Rahul Gandhi's Colombia rant. And shifting our focus here, this is another story from a Congress-ruled state, and it's turning ugly, nasty and political, and at the heart of this is the crumbling infrastructure of Bengaluru. What we're talking about is the battle of the startups. For now, let's focus first on the political offensive. You've got Andhra Pradesh's Minister Nara Lokesh, who did what he does often, woo and attract the startups based out of Bengaluru to Andhra Pradesh, or Anantapur specifically in this case. But Priyank Kharge, Karnataka minister, he is not buying it. He didn't take it easy. He's launched an unusual combative offensive, calling Nara Lokesh's attempt desperate scavenging, putting out Karnataka's GDP numbers and saying how it's on the right trajectory, progressing towards robust growth, saying that it's desperate scavenging, saying it's normal for weaker ecosystems to feed off of stronger ones. And earlier in the day, Nara Lokesh quoted a media report on Bengaluru's crumbling outer ring road driving startups northward, playfully pitched Anantapur as another option, a better destination, citing its emerging aerospace and the defense ecosystem. Nara Lokesh versus Priyank Kharge. A war of words certainly on social media. That's Nara Lokesh's social media post on X. North sounds good. Slightly more north is Anantapur, he quipped, where we're building a world-class aerospace and defense ecosystem. And on that particular tweet, it was Priyank Kharge who put out the GDP numbers and said, this is desperate scavenging, nothing else. All right then, moving on. In Chennai, a fresh political flashpoint that has erupted. This after the RSS cadres were detained in Porur whilst holding a centenary celebrations, a centenary shakha on the Vijayadashami's occasion. BJP leader Tamilisai Soundararajan strongly condemned the arrests, calling them undemocratic. She alleged that the DMK dispensation, the current government in Tamil Nadu, ignores the anti-social activities. It clamps down on what she described as patriotic and cultural gatherings. Tamilisai Soundararajan said that she met the detained RSS members, extended moral support and demanded their immediate release.
GM Sevaks today very politely, very calmly, without any sensation, as usual. For the past 1 year, as usual, in the same place, they have been conducted shagas. Today, because it is the centenary foundation day of RSS and Vijayadashami, that is the practice that Vijayadashami, the RSS shagas are conducted, and approximately 50 to 60 RM Swayam Sevaks. It's in a very peripheral area, very calm area. Today, a holiday in a general ground. They were conducting the puja and the workouts. But suddenly, police rounded them and arrested them, and they have kept them in a marriage hall. Very much surprised. In Tamil Nadu, the drug mafias are just freely walking. No law and order situation. Murders are happening just like that. So when anti-social activities are supported by the government or turned blind eye to all these anti-social activities, a social organization, a patriotic organization, a spiritual organization, more than that, a 100-year organization, the Karyakartas, without any sensation, they have been conducting their performance as usual. So the police know that as usual they will be conducting their performance in that area. They were arrested today.
BJP leader Tamilisai Soundararajan now hitting out at the DMK government over the arrest of the RSS cadres. They were celebrating, marking their Vijayadashami occasion is what Tamilisai Soundararajan says. Hitting out at the DMK government for clamping down on the social work that the RSS has been doing, for the double standards, what Tamilisai Soundararajan calls, of the Dravidian party, of uplifting social welfare, talking about it, but actually clamping down on real social work that's happening on the ground. Tamilisai Soundararajan appealing and urging, demanding the release of the detained RSS cadres, currently detained in a particular marriage hall in Porur, is what the former governor was telling us. And at this point in time, it's going to be very interesting to see whether they're released, when they're released, and what kind of statement or reaction comes across from the DMK dispensation. Shifting our focus to Uttar Pradesh's Bareilly, we're now learning that internet services have been suspended in Bareilly for 48 hours starting 3 p.m. on Thursday, that's today. This comes just a day ahead of the Friday prayers in the backdrop of the violent clashes that took place last week during the I Love Muhammad protests. Now, internet and SMS services have been suspended in Bareilly to keep a check on the brewing tension, to make sure that no untoward incident happens ahead of the Friday prayers in Bareilly. Remember, I Love Muhammad was graffitied on the road that irked the members of the Muslim community, ensued in clashes. There was a lathi charge which the police and the cops had to resort to. a lot of violence that also took place in the area. Internet and SMS services suspended in Bareilly. Moving on, the situation in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir continues to remain tense. For several days now, the Awami Action Committee has been leading widespread protests across the region. Thousands of supporters, responding to the call of central leader Shaukat Nawaz Mir, have been marching towards Muzaffarabad. Clashes between protesters and police, they've turned violent as well. Scores have been killed. Several civilians have been killed and many others continue to receive treatment due to major injuries. Meanwhile, in Kotli, a complete shutdown has been enforced, with protesters blocking major routes, and especially at Dhirkot, police opened fire on a large convoy, killing 4 civilians and injuring more than a dozen others. In the capital, Muzaffarabad, sit-ins have been continuous. 2 more civilians were killed after police resorted to aerial firing and tear gas. Similar scenes have been reported in Dadyal, where 2 protesters lost their lives. The POK government has called the Awami Action Committee leaders for talks, but has also warned of strict action if the demonstrations are not halted. The protesters are now drawing international attention. A major demonstration has been announced outside Pakistan's High Commission in London on October 2nd. Meanwhile, Pakistan's military establishment continues to dismiss the unrest as the work of quote-unquote external factors, a familiar pattern seen earlier with the TTP insurgency and the Balochistan rebellion. But on the ground, what is unfolding appears to be growing mass movement. And with each round of violence and repression that comes with it, the unrest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is only intensifying. Well, a great segue for us to speak about this as well, because we can clearly see how the Pakistan military is now taking action on its own civilians. And India has slammed Pakistan at the United Nations Human Rights Council, calling it deeply ironic for a country with its own record of minority persecution to lecture others on human rights. Speaking at the 34th meeting of the UNHRC's 60th session in Geneva, Indian diplomat Mohammad Hussain said, instead of spreading propaganda, Pakistan should confront the persecution of minorities on their own soil.
We find it deeply ironic that a country with one of the world's worst human rights record, instead of making baseless propaganda, they should confront the rampant state-sponsored persecution and systematic discrimination against their own religious and ethnic minorities that plague their own society.
Now, Hussein's intervention was part of India's broader pushback against Islamabad's repeated attempts to malign India in international forums, whilst ignoring its own domestic human rights violation. Other speakers at the session highlighted Pakistan's record, pointing to alleged human rights abuses in Balochistan, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and against religious minorities. Reports cited hundreds of enforced disappearances, killings, and sharp rise in blasphemy-related imprisonments. Earlier this year, United Nations human rights experts also called on Pakistan to take action to prevent extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, and attacks on places of worship amid ongoing discrimination against the minorities. Former Pakistan captain Shahid Afridi has urged Mohsin Naqvi to step down from either his role as the PCB chairman or Interior Minister, saying Pakistan cricket needs full-time attention. He warned that relying solely on advisors won't work, as they are taking him nowhere, and advised Naqvi to appoint quote-unquote good and competent advisors who know the game. Particularly, Mohsin Naqvi, PCB chief since 2024, has faced challenges including poor results in home tests, the 2025 Champions Trophy and the Asia Cup, where Pakistan lost 3 matches to India back-to-back each Sunday despite improved performances under coach Mike Hassan. Afridi stressed both roles are demanding and highlighted the need for competent advisors, noting Mohsin Naqvi's limited cricketing knowledge. Now, Mohsin Naqvi's responsibilities increased as ACC chairman, with his Asia Cup tenure sparking controversy, including India refusing the trophy from him. Questions are growing about his ability to manage cricket and government duties simultaneously.